Hi, welcome to Appalachian Eats. I'm Jessica DeLong.
And I'm Dottie DeLong.
And today we're making beans, taters, and fried green tomatoes. And I have Meemaw. I put the beans together and I'm going to do some cornbread and some other things. But I asked Meemaw to come over and make fried green tomatoes. So, Meemaw, you've been cutting the tomatoes up.
Yes. And I cut them by hand. Do you want me to go ahead and cut another little bit?
You can go ahead and cut some.
I hold them in my hand. She asked me if I would like a cutting board, and I said, no, I do better if just cutting them in my hand, because that way I can go around this way and do much better with keeping it even. And you want to make sure that you give enough depth to your cut so that you don't want to cut them thin, because once they're fried, they start getting very soft, of course. And so you want to have enough of a, what would you say, a quarter inch or so?
Yeah, I would say so. And these are firm. They're not.
They're very firm.
I'm going to pick one up here. My hands are clean. Sometimes you'll pick them up green and go to cut them, and they'll have a little bit of color where they're starting to turn. But these are very green all the way through. They're very, very firm. And I have actually cut these a little bit thicker and canned them.
Yes, you can do that.
And I think I hot water bathed them. It's been a really long time since I did that. But that winter, I had fried green tomatoes anytime I wanted them, and I would put them in like one of the wide mouth jars. They work great for canning those too.
Yeah, I did that too. And you do have to, if you can them, you do have to make sure they're thick enough. And I like them. Of course, I would actually fry these up if they were getting some color on them.
Oh, yeah, that's no problem.
But I like them that way. And lots of times when I go out to restaurants that serve country cooking, or these are appetizers at a lot of places that we go to down in the Smokies, a lot down south, there's a lot of that. Fried green tomatoes is an appetizer. And we usually ask for them, and they're good. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy them, but they're not like home. They're always a little too firm for me.
A little too firm.
A little too firm for me.
Well, do they cook them as?
No,
like
I think they dredge them, throw them in there till they're slightly brown, and pull them back out. And then sometimes they actually put instead of just a cornmeal coating, they'll actually dip them in some sort of a batter. That's okay, but they're okay for an appetizer. But now when we sit down for a meal and we've got fried green tomatoes, my dad, God rest him, he would always slip around while Mom was frying them and almost pull them right out of the skillet. To where she would go, Doug, we're not going to have any left over for dinner if you don't stop now, because he loved them that much. And I make them the way Mom makes them, the way her mother made them, my grandmother. Fraser made them that way too, and they're slightly different than what I'm seeing out in public places. But anyway.
Well, growing up, my mom makes them. She usually, okay, so you make them different than my mom. The first time I ever had them with the sugar was from you. Now, my mom will take fried green tomatoes. She'll take zucchini, squash, onions. I might be forgetting something else. Yeah, there's
anything you got in the garden.
I know, any fresh garden. And this is like one of the fresh garden meals. When the garden comes in, Dad brings in corn. They grab all these other things.
Yes, shaved corn off.
It's really
tomatoes,
good.
Green.
We have people peeking in the windows. So.
I know. I know. We see it.
We better go outside. But Mom will take and cut this up and kind of cube it and dredge it in cornmeal, and then fry it up, and it's all savory. There's no sugar added, but man, is that good with some fried taters and beans. It's really
I make
good.
that too, but that's, to me, it's a totally different.
It's a totally different experience than eating it like this. Yes, it really is, and I really can't wait. Our garden's starting to come in or get up. I don't have anything coming in just yet, but when it does, I can't wait to make a big pan of that. The first time I made it, Rick was like, "What is this stuff?" He loved it with all the stuff in it. So.
Well, you made it I think you all were staying with us at the time, but you made it. You're talking about the
all of
the
it.
goulash part of it, and I kept going okay because she just kept putting vegetables in and putting vegetables in, but it is delicious, and I've made it many times since then. As a matter of fact, I have bought summer squash and zucchini and stuff at the store and made it in the wintertime.
Yeah. It's just it's a good comfort thing, and you could throw a little bacon grease in there. You know, bacon grease makes everything better. So you fry little of that in there, that and your taters. It's good stuff. It really is. So, Mima, while you're cutting that one up, I'm gonna go on over and get the cornmeal because I may have to grind the cornmeal. I don't know if I have any already ground. I usually buy popcorn. I have my own grinder, and I grind flour and meal. So, if I don't have any meal, we'll just use the popcorn.
The way that one's getting pink right there is, I just love
that's your favorite.
That's my first. I'm ready to fry that.
Okay. Well, I'll get everything ready while you're cutting.
All right. So we're going to start out. We need to use some oil. We have some real light olive oil, but to get that flavor, we got to have that bacon grease.
That's right.
So
that's liquid gold.
It is.
Every Appalachian should have at least a couple of pints stored up in a cabinet.
Yeah, and I don't right now. The bacon we bought doesn't have a lot of fat.
Well, I must have gotten all the fat because most of that came out of that jar was from that bacon.
Really?
Well, then again, I fry up a bunch of it at one time.
With the other grandkids visiting, I actually fried up 1 pack while they were here because they love bacon.
Yeah. Now, back to the tomatoes though. What did you put in your dredge?
Okay, so this is mostly cornmeal, but I do add a little flour. So I would probably say, what do you think?
2 to 1. I think you did a 2 to 1.
About a 2 to 1. Okay.
Yeah. Cornmeal
I don't know.
flour.
I don't know if this is hot enough.
And you put salt in it.
And I did put salt in it, but now the sugar, I don't think it's quite hot enough. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and dredge up a few and lay them around the pan. I do this too to save time. But yeah, this is flour. This is cornmeal, flour, and salt. And then I will do the sugar part as they fry.
That's where you get that nice caramelization.
Yes, and you have to watch. If you use too much sugar or you fry it too long after you've sugared them up, you'll get so much caramelization on your spatula or your fork that it'll start gumming up on there to where you're like, I'm going to have to get a new one. This is all stuck together. Which I did that mostly when the boys was little. They liked it with the sugar.
Now I'm gonna lay a spatula right here.
Okay.
And that way I don't know. It's open spatula.
It'll do.
Okay.
All right. It's probably still just a little more hot. I like for it to sizzle.
Oh, there.
There's a little sizzle.
Yeah, usually when I make them, the house gets smoky because by the time I fry up so much and I don't want to change pans in the middle, I've got all that sugar starting to smoke up the house. We'll crack a window if we have to.
If we have to. I'm going to fill the pan.
So it smells good. Got the cornbread in the oven, and now that's frying up with some bacon grease. Beans are done. Put them in the Instant Pot.
All right, I think I can get one more in there. Okay. Now.
Oh, so you put your sugar on now?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Now I can wait. Actually, I sugar both sides a little bit. So, if I don't go ahead and start now, I'll forget which one's got sugared.
true.
That's perfect. All right, now from this point, it's just a matter of getting them the right golden color you want. We'll put one on so you can...
All right, so we are fork in hand. Let's try these tomatoes. Now you'll see on our plates, it's very carby tonight. This is a comfort meal. So we have pinto beans, naturally, fried potatoes, and these are macaroni. This is not elbow macaroni, but it's ditalini or something like that. That's what I had in the pantry. Cooked with tomato juice, cornbread, and here are our stars of the show, our tomatoes. So let's try this first. I like the tangy bit, that little bit sweet and the crunchy. Now when Meemaw was frying them, I didn't fry them. At the end, she did add a little extra sprinkle of sugar. From what she was doing when you saw her putting those together.
It's like everything else: salt, pepper to taste, sugar to taste.
Right.
Some people don't like it sweet at all.
I know. I do like it sweet. And there have been times I've made them for just my husband and myself, and they were like candy when I was younger. You know, just really, really caramelized.
Well, it makes them crunchy, almost like a cookie crunch. Your beans are good.
Instant Pot. And you know what? I didn't even taste these to see if I need any more salt.
I think they're fine. Oh.
Well, that worked out good for me. All right, so I think we need to get us a glass of tea and go have a seat at the table. I think we're done.
So, if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring that little notification bell.
And you can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. And on Instagram, we're under Mama's Appalachian Eats. So thanks for joining us in the kitchen. We'll see you next time.